Good afternoon, everyone. Today, our topic is going to be on quantiles. Our learning objective is very simple. Just learn how to use quantiles to evaluate the media consumption. Let's look at this exhibit. As you can see, this is the gum used by TV viewing quantiles. And what is exactly quantile? Quantile is basically something like you guys may have heard about the quantile is basically 25%, and a quantile is 20%. In other words, you divide it, for example, in this case, the viewers by five equal segments, 20% each segment, or each quantile. So as you can see on this chart, and this should be very familiar to you because we have seen the similar things before. And so we look at the quantile 1, as you can see the top one. If you look at the right hand side, is we have an index number. Basically the quantile 1 index number is 175, which is 75 points higher than benchmark, which is 100. And we have second quantile, we have 125, 25 points higher than benchmark, 100. And then we have third quantile, which is 90. In fact, it is 10 points below 100 benchmark. And then we have a quantile 4, which is 60%. It's 40% below 100 benchmark. And last quantile is we have 50, which is actually 50% less than benchmark 100. As you can see that the top quantiles, quantile 1, quantile 2, they're heaviest users of TV. Okay, and then the last quantiles, quantile 4 and quantile 5, they're the least users of television. So as you can see, we can use those numbers to evaluate the users of particular type of, like for example, in users like gum users in this case. So let's look at the left side, which is talk about just say 35%. The quantile 1 is like 20% of TV viewers, which actually we have how many percentage of adults using gums? 35%. That's very good. Usually 35% of quantile 1 TV viewers use gum. So this is a very good quantile for us to see. In other words, if you want to target gum users, well, television would be a very good medium to use. And as you can see, 35 divided by 20%, which very similar to what we have seen before at MI plus data. So basically that 35% of 35% of gun users in quantile 1 actually consume consume the gum use. 35% gum use actually the top quantile, which means that now if the number is like 20% of gum users within the top quantile would be 100, but obviously 35% means that 75 points higher than benchmark average. So as you can see, typically we look at the top quantiles, quantile 1 and quantile 2, to see whether, but in this case, TV would be a good medium to target gum users. The answer is definitely yes. So let's look at the next exhibit, frequent flyer program members. Now this chart should be very familiar to you because we have something similar before. Remember that I talked about the vertical versus horizontal. Now in this case, vertical is the type of median that users use. magazine, newspaper, radio, television, internet, outdoor. And then basically we have divided uh, the population, which is frequent flyer we divide the population, which is TV viewers, and then look at each quantile. And then if you see the quantile 1 heavy users, and then you can see, look at the index number, which is for magazine it's 120%, and for newspaper it's 148%, and obviously outdoor is 126, internet is biggest, 176, which pretty makes sense because frequent flyer program members, they don't have lots of time to watch television, which is 57%. They have exposure to outdoor, and when they travel from airport to airport, and obviously they're reading magazine, newspapers, which when you would have nothing to do on the airplane, which is probably magazine and newspapers. Now, by the way, this is something that probably the chart has been done a long time ago, and nowadays lots of flights, they do have TVs on, so which is probably the data should be updated. And then for the quantile 1 is heavy users, and so the best median to target this frequent flyer program member would be internet, obviously 176, 76%, 76 points higher than benchmark, which is 100. So in this case, we look at the top of quantile. If you want to choose 1 or 2 or 3 median, we would use internet would be the top 1, followed by newspaper, and then followed by outdoor, and then followed by magazines. And then we want to avoid radio and television. Now remember, quantiles are used to justify which median you choose. You need to use those quantile numbers to justify the decision making for your media plan, which we are going to do. You are going to do for your own project. So the quantile is very simple, as you can see. If you're familiar with index numbers, which we have covered in early sessions, it should be very straightforward for you. So all we need to do is that look at quantile 1 and quantile 2 and make some decisions. And about 100 it tells you that it's a very good potential for particular groups to be using that particular median. So this is very, very straightforward. And I want you to do the homework on this particular. I think it's on the page. Let's see, on page 99. On page 99. So. You guys don't have to use. You can skip the problem number 6 and number 7, which are kind of like just brain twister. It's a little bit more challenges. So just skip the 6 and 7. So that's all for today, which is very straightforward session. And I want you to get started with your project very soon, because after we cover today's session, quantiles, you will have learned all the tools you need to design your media plan, and then because those are tools for analysis, for decision making, which is very, very important. Okay, so see you next time.